Greetings, this is the Timeshare Traveler. Today is episode 159. Timeshares compared to weekend getaway properties. So, as an overview, we'll talk about the cost assumptions for owning a vacation condo and some usage assumptions on the weekend properties. And then I'll do some comparisons of the experience, what it's like to have a weekend place versus what it's like to have timeshares. And then I've got the timeshare weekend costs. And then lastly, I'll compare the costs of the Worldmark timeshares versus having a vacation condo. So before I get into that, though, let me tell you a little bit about my channel, and I'll be right back to get into the details. Hang in there. I'll be right back. Hi, this is Cliff, and I'm the Timeshare Traveler. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of my channel is to educate those who love traveling in timeshares. I've been an owner for 15 plus years at timeshare ownership. I have elite ownership with Marriott, Hilton, and Worldmark. I have published over 100 timeshare video reviews, and I've published over 95 timeshare tips. I can be found on Facebook at Timeshare Trav, at Twitter, Timeshare Trav, and on the web at www.timesharetraveler.com. All right, I'm back, and now we'll go through the cost assumptions for a vacation condo. And again, this is all about the operational costs, not the actual purchase or anything like that. So I'm just comparing what does it take to operate a condo. And so I'm not including any purchase costs or anything like that. It's just what does it take to actually run the condo. So my costs are summary is $850 a month, and how I came up with that is assume that it's a one bedroom, and that the HOA is $400 a month, which is a reasonable number. I own a couple condos, and that's close to the number. And then you have $100 a month for your television cable bill, and probably another $50 a month for internet bill, so the internet service, and $100 a month for heating and cooling, $100 a month for the insurance that you need for that, and then $50 a month for water and sewer. And again, you can argue these numbers a little bit up or down, but they're, I think based on owning a couple myself, this is very reasonable numbers. And so that's how I come up with the $850 a month. And again, this does not include any monthly mortgage payments or any property taxes, because those are pieces about buying that, and I didn't want to include those because those would be extremely variable. Well, the next thing I want to talk about is my assumptions on how I would use it. So the condo, I assumed that I'd use it for 3 out of 4 weekends a month, and then use 2 weeks a year for vacation. The timeshare, and I'm using Worldmark example, I happen to live in California, and they have a pretty good sort of rental program. Hilton Grand Vacations, not yet fully involved where they use the monthly rentals, or I would go with that as well. But I'll use Worldmark as the example. And again, it's used for 2 weeks a year, and that's sort of the maintenance of how the weeks you have. But I really just focused on what's the 3 weekends per month. And I used Monday Madness, which is the way you can sort of book 9 months out. And that's just how Worldmark works. And again, I sort of looked at the mortgage slash, and taxes as far greater than the maintenance cost would be on the timeshare. So the 2 weeks versus any of the mortgage costs would seem like more than a wash. So we'll just talk mostly about the weekends at this point. Before I get into the cost of the timeshare, I just wanted to look, the condo is your stuff's always there. You keep cooking supplies and food supplies there, and you're always going to the same place. That's kind of the experience. On the timeshare, however, though, it can be a variety of locations, and I'll show you examples of those. But you have to bring food and clothing each weekend, so it's a little bit different. And you need to book ahead. So if you do, are wanting to do everything last minute and, have the convenience, that's where the condo works out really well from that perspective. So that's kind of the difference in the way you have to operate. Okay, now here's what I found to be the Worldmark timeshare weekend costs. And again, based on Monday Madness, it's pretty much available at all the locations I was talking, particularly that you can book it out 9 months in advance with Monday Madness, and it rotates through, so you almost always have a chance to book in advance. You kind of have to plan ahead. That's one of the challenges with the timeshare. So let's look at a couple of resorts. The Worldmark Windsor, the one bedroom, it's roughly $234 to $315 a weekend, and what that means is depending on whether it's the red season, which is the most in demand season, or the blue season, then that's what the variable costs are. So one bedroom means it's 2 nights, Friday and Saturday night, and it's during the lowest season, it's $234 a weekend, or $315. So assuming you have 3 of those per month, it's roughly between $702 and $945 a month, which again, kind of surprising because it's actually at or about the same price as having a regular condo. And Angels Camp was a little bit less. The one bedroom is $148.50 for the weekend, up to $261. So that's $45 to $783. So that's below the $850, this was really surprising to me. I expected the timeshares to be a little bit more expensive. And then the ocean side, which only has one season, it's $315 for the weekend, or $945. Again, that's right on the ocean. So I mean, like, wow, that would be a really nice. I guess you could have the condo on the ocean as well. And then I looked at one last one, which is a Worldmark Palm Springs, and that goes to the same $148 to $281, or $445 and a half to $783. And again, Worldmark Palm Springs and Angels Camping come in actually below what owning a location. So now you can see those are 4 locations. There are 3 or 4 more places I could have picked that would have easily been. And I picked those because they're usually available, certainly available at the 9-month window. So within the Monday Madness. And if I happen to use other costs, it would be better. So anyway, there's the cost. I was shocked. I was not actually expecting that actually the cost of a timeshare might actually be less. And again, doesn't matter how many weeks you own, you can take advantage of Monday Madness. And here's a surprising summary. A condo, $850 a month. The timeshare is between $445 and $945 a month. So some months could be higher, but most months would be lower. And Monday Madness is 9 cents a credit. They have another program called Inventory Specials for the off-peak periods. It's even less. It's 8.1 cents. So you could save another 10% off some of those situations. Though again, not during the peak season so much, because that's when it's more in high demand and the shorter windows probably wouldn't work. But you can actually do better. And you could do Big Bear, which is another place in LA. You could also, do Clear Lake, which is also a little cheaper. So there's many more places to do this. So here's my key takeaways. I was surprised. Timeshares are cheaper than operating a condo property based on the numbers I put forth. And that doesn't even include any maintenance of the house that you would have to do, or any upgrades or anything like that. That's included as part of your maintenance. I like the flexibility of going multiple places. But the flip side is the critical is you have to plan ahead, and availability will be an issue in some cases, whereas if you own it, there's never an issue with availability. But again, the 9-month window for the Monday Madness was plenty good as far as I was concerned. You have to plan ahead and know when everything comes on Monday Madness, but you have to plan ahead and book 6 to 9 months out, and you should be just fine. Well, I hope you liked this video. It kind of was a surprise that I actually could use my timeshares cheaper than just, again, operation. I'm not even talking about the buying costs, because I think the buying of a condo would be, $400,000 to $500,000. The timeshare to buy into it probably would be $40,000, be roughly 40 to 45,000. So maybe you get the appreciation with a condo, but you don't have to put very much in order to be able to do this, because all this is available to anybody who owns a Worldmark timeshare. You don't have to have it be any special levels or anything like that. Anyway, hope you liked it. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. Bye.